All right, so we have a special treat for all of you extra virgin olive oil lovers out there. Laconico is here. We have Dino, who's front and center. We're going to talk a little bit about olive oil in general. Many people at home may not really know that there is a huge difference between a real less expensive, or I should say less quality olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and something that's really good. So, and it could really mean the world with cooking, and it also can mean the world for your health as well. So we want to take two into consideration here, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be making a pork dish. Dino's going to be assisting me. He's definitely the extra virgin olive oil expert here, but I do know a little bit about how to cook. So I guess with his knowledge and my cooking experience, I think we're going to have a great meal at the end. So Dino, nice to see you.
Thank you so much
for being on the show.
So excited.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, I found out recently that not only is there great extra virgin olive oil, but there's also incredible vinegars, right? Like this flavored mango vinegar, which is through the roof good.
Thank you so much.
And then Kalamata olive. So I thought that I would put a combination of flavors together and deglazing with some really nice beer. And I think we're going to have ourselves an exquisite, pork loin. So to get started with this, I'm just going to kind of get this pork started, and then you can kind of tell the whole world about, olive oil in general. But I'm definitely going to put a handsome amount in here, and like I tell people, you could cook with olive oil, just don't make sure it smokes. I think that's the big thing. And if you're going to cut it down a little bit, you add a little bit of butter, and you won't get that flavor, but you're still going to get that really nice coat, that's on the olive oil. And at the very end, I always drizzle it on top. At the very end.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
So, all right, you and your brother, you start this company. It's an amazing company. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, my brother Diamantes and I are the co-owners of our family's internationally award-winning extra virgin olive oil from the southern coast of Sparta, Greece.
Nice.
Yes.
Beautiful place.
It is. It's gorgeous. And the fact that the majority of our olive trees are actually sand grown right on the beach, that helps, plays a huge role in the quality that we produce.
Now, what's the difference between it being sand grown and just regular?
Yes, well, sand grown is it plays a really big role in that sand, as a lot of people know, is the Earth's best natural filtration system.
So talk to me a little bit about polyphenols and how that's kind of healthy.
Yes, of course. The polyphenols is what everybody wants when they're consuming, and the reason why extra virgin olive oil is the healthiest, one of the healthiest, if not the healthiest oil to be consuming. That is what you want to, that's what the body needs, wants, and of course does a lot of good in terms of high cholesterol, as well as colon cancer. It's known to help.
Really?
It's an anti-inflammatory, so it does pretty much the same thing as ibuprofen. So even when you get a scratch, put some high quality extra virgin olive oil, and it actually will help heal it faster. As funny as that may sound.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So the process is, you're in Greece. You have these incredible trees, because it's a lot of the growing the olive oil is similar to the wine, right? It's the dirt, it's the
exactly. That's why we say we want to stress the tree, not the tree, but the fruit, so that it produces a higher, stronger quality and higher quantities of antioxidants as well. We're a fourth generation olive oil producer. I am also an olive oil sommelier. So as cliche as it may sound, you could say that olive oil runs in our blood. Yeah. And it's something that we're very proud in producing this high quality.
Now, what color is olive oil supposed to be? So a lot of people say it should be green. Some people say it should be yellow. What really is?
That is a really good question. Extra virgin olive oil, to be honest with you, obviously more people know it as greenish. But also what really plays a role in the color of the extra virgin olive oil has to do with the varietal. It has to do with the soil. It has to do with different factors. So I can't say that being green means that it's a better quality than a lighter color olive oil. It just has to do a lot with the varietal and the soil that it grows in. It's grown in.
Good. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's green or yellow. So like, because sometimes that's an industry trend.
Yes.
It should be green, so they put dye in there.
That's
stuff
true.
like that, right?
That's true. Yes. A lot of times, actually, extra virgin olive oil happens to be one of the biggest food frauds in the food industry, if not the biggest. In recent studies have shown that the majority of olive oils are actually cut and blended. A lot of times with lesser quality olive oils, and not necessarily a full body extra virgin. A lot of times with canola, vegetable, hazelnut oils,
right.
And like you said, they're either colored to give that illusion that most people assume or expect extra virgin olive oil to be.
All right, so we got our pork in there, Dino. We threw in some basil. Now we're throwing in some onions. And you see how I like to burn everything in there, so it kind of gives all that flavor up.
I love it.
What we're going to do is continue to cook it down for just a little bit more, and then we're going to deglaze this with beer. But I wanted to jump back and see how the color on this is nice. So I wanted to jump back to these olives, because I got to tell you, it's another thing I didn't know that you carried, but these are the most plump Kalamata. I mean, they're juicing, ready to explode.
Thank you.
So you also, you cultivate this from the...
We help cultivate. We also work with other family producers like ourselves for this particular Kalamata olive.
Now, just to interrupt you, if they have the pits in them, folks, you just squash them with a knife.
Exactly.
And it comes right out.
That's it.
So, I'm sorry, yeah.
And yes, so these olives are actually done the traditional method of debittering the olives, which is an over 3-month process, which is always in salt water, changing it out, again putting it in water again. So it's a really long process, but it's the traditional way, and I think, like you said, you're able to taste.
I mean, look how plump. It's just amazing when you think about how long these, not yours, but most of the competitors or whatever, been sitting around in the store.
Oh yeah.
They get like pruny, disgusting looking.
And the quick and easiest way, which from what I understand, a lot of companies do debitter the olive, is also through food grade live, which it's a faster way of debittering them and processing them, but we do it the traditional way.
Right. Nice. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're just going to deglaze this a bit with beer, and we have a sauce that we're going to be putting down. This ragu sauce is going to be at the bottom of our dish here.
It smells amazing.
I'm going to deglaze this, raise this up a bit, and then we're going to let this cook down to almost a syrup. We don't want any liquid. We just want to flavor this pork. You can smell it already, right? It's like really hits you.
I wish there was smell-o-vision, as they call it.
Yeah. Like somebody's got to invent that.
The first person who discovers that.
That's right.
Whew.
Now, all right, let's jump back over to this vinegar, because that's going to be a key ingredient here in what we're doing. How is vinegar made? I mean, can somebody make their own vinegar? Is it really just wine that's gone bad?
I wouldn't say it's wine that's gone bad. It's just the process that you want vinegar to go through to prepare to make it into a food vinegar that you can use versus wine that's gone bad. For this particular one, our brand new line actually of Pura Vinos, which are whole crushed fruit with dry white wine vinegar and grape must. It's just amazing. It's a new product line that we just launched just a few months ago, so it's very, very, very new, and it just adds so much flavor. I have customers emailing us. I had a customer just the other week. I was at a show, and she was like, "I love your mango. I started using it."
I love it too.
I started using it in my iced tea.
Yeah.
So it's just like I put a splash in
the iced tea.
In the iced tea.
That's a good move. In the iced tea.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. This particular one is amazing for marinating, for sautéing, like what you're gonna finish it off with.
Wow.
But of course, I mean, it's even amazing in cocktails. So if you want to make like a very nice.
I love the packaging, the bottle, the product. All right, Fresco Bene's going in here. Sausage ragu. We're going to leave that in the hot water. So a mixed drink could be good with this as well?
Oh yeah. Some nice gin on the rocks, shake it up.
Even the smell is, right? I mean, I'm sure you smelled it a million times.
Yeah, I mean, you get that nice sweetness, and then
it's not like you get that overpowering.
Yeah, and if you notice, when you first get it, usually the sediment has settled down. So what we always say, shake it up to blend it through, and then you just use it.
Serious.
Whole crushed fruit.
Good stuff. It's always a pleasure to work with good quality ingredients, and I love turning people on to stuff like this too. All right, now here's the big question. People are drooling at home. Where do we get this?
You can definitely find us on our website, laconico.com. We're also in very small boutique shops throughout the East Coast and certain parts of the U.S., other parts of the U.S. But of course, which you are always able to plug in to see what the nearest one, as we always recommend to support locally. But of course, if we're not at any local location, go onto our website, learn more about us, read what makes us very unique and different. And you're always able to order directly as well through us and get it shipped within just a couple of days. You get it. We have a very fast turnaround. Within a day, it ships out.
Now, talk to me about that, because a lot of people won't know. They'll dip the bread in the olive oil thinking that that's the way to do it.
Exactly. The proper way to do it, like they recommended to you, was of course, just like in international competitions, in a cup. In a cup, right, where you put it in your cup, you just put a little bit, just enough, and you turn the cup to let your body just slightly heat up the oil where it allows the aromas. And I tell everybody, pure and high quality extra virgin olive oil should have certain characteristics. That is clean, fruity, because the olive is a fruit.
Right.
So ours has a nice grassy, fruity, velvety, buttery finish, as well with a peppery end bite to it, which is an indicator of the high antioxidants content that it has inside.
Mo, could we get 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons? Let's try this.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, always I tell my clientele and olive oil lovers, always finish your meal with a drizzle of
always
with extra virgin olive oil. It just enhances the meal.
It coats everything.
Yes, it gives a nice fruitiness and butteriness to the meal.
You first. This is like cough syrup.
Thank you. Actually, there's a reason why doctors say take 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil.
Really?
Twice a day. You get that grassiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
That fruitiness. You get a peppery bite towards the end.
You do.
Which is also known as the double cough in the industry, because it makes a lot of people kind of choke and makes you want to cough. But of course, that dissipates. And
it always goes through the nose,
exactly.
Right? A good quality. Would you say a good quality olive oil or first press cold olive oil would do that, where it would kind of go through the nose? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
A high quality extra virgin. Now, because you said first press, a misconception that a lot of customers, when they ask us when we do seminars or tastings, and they say, "Is yours first cold press?" I kind of chuckle a little or smile, because what consumers also are not aware is that is strictly a process. While almost all the oils around the world go through that process, that first cold press, very few come out as extra virgin. So it's strictly a process that helps achieve the extra virginity, but it does not guarantee it. Because I'll put it this way: if I first cold press a handful of overripe and rotting olives, does that mean that it's going to automatically come out as extra virgin?
Right.
No.
Yeah,
so it's strictly a process that helps achieve the extra virginity, but it does not guarantee it.
Exactly. That makes sense. All right, shaking up this vinegar, going right over the top of the actual. Another thing too is it looks like there's a lot of sheen on it. Did you see that sheen?
Yes.
Why is that? No vinegar in the world does that.
Well, that has a lot to do with the natural sugars of the fruit. We have the mango that you're using now. We have a strawberry. We have a blueberry, and we even have a tangerine pure vino.
I mean, you guys must be making this in like super high gallon right? I mean, how many gallons do you have to make?
We do it in small batches, so we're able to better monitor, to better control it,
Right.
and to better maintain that consistency.
Now, do you ever get a bad crop with it with an olive oil? Like in vineyards, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we had a virus that attacked." Do you have to watch out for that?
Well, I mean, being a farmer is something being controlled by nature.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always hoping for the best. That it's not a terrible year where whether it's a hailstorm that comes in right before the harvest, which had happened a few years back for me.
Wow.
And a certain part.
What the hell do you do with that? You start lighting fires and.
No, I mean the hailstorm just dropped the majority of the olives.
That'll kill anything.
Yeah, and obviously we're not going to pick up the olives that have fallen on the ground because
Right.
the right way that we do it is we lay down large nets and we handpick all our fruit. So that fruit was discarded, was a loss, but good thing that our property is big enough that.
How many acres do you have?
We have a little over 60, 70 acres, and we're always growing as.
That's a lot of acres for kids to run around. I bet you were running around there.
We were running around, and being that we're right on the beach, right after a hard day's worth of work, we throw on our bathing suit.
That's
and
the way to do it, man.
We beeline it, especially during the summertime.
That's the way to do it. All right, so now we're gonna get started plating this now. I think we have everything we need. We're not really looking for so much of the sauce here because we have that sauce here, but I am gonna put together the olives and the tomatoes and the peas and stuff like that, and you could really smell. You smell the flavor of that vinegar coming off there? And this is the way I like to cook pork. A lot of people like to roast. I would roast weird things in the oven, like tomatoes. I use the oven for not so many things that most people do, and I sure as hell don't put meat in there. Like I would always rather baste. I'd keep basting pork like this and just constantly getting the flavors of the pan in there. The pork cooks just as good as in the oven, and now you can control it all, you know? So, all right, so we're gonna start off with putting the ragu down. We'll dry this off. Yeah, it really does smell good. So what's the move for anything else you're coming out with?
Right now, like I said, we just launched literally a few months ago our brand new line of pure vinos. We have, other than being award-winning for our estate single varietal extra virgin olive oil, we also have a line of infused oils like rosemary.
Habanero.
I know you tried that, and you're like, my goodness, this olive oil is spicy. It has a kick.
Yeah.
And then you realize that
I thought it was the first cold press, because when you I'm saying first cold press, but he just explained it well. But when you have a certain olive oil, it could be very strong.
Yes.
And I didn't realize I had the habanero. It was a late night. We just came back from filming, and I was dipping it with bread. And I'm like, man, this is strong, this olive oil. And I happen to look at it. I'm like, oh man, it's habanero. No wonder why.
Yeah. So just like the habanero that you tasted, we have a line of like the citrus habanero. We have a chipotle oil. We have the rosemary oil, which happens to be one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
Which I drizzle it over literally.
So your favorite is the rosemary for sure.
I mean, other than being a purist, and I always start with that. Whenever I'm able to use the rosemary, that's my first one to go to. But we have so many others, like our famous Greek seasoning olive oil, which just the other day I made an amazing caprese pizza. The only thing I did was I opened the dough, drizzled the Greek seasoning olive oil all over and brushed it, and then I alternated the tomato mozzarella, the brightest.
This guy's living it up over here, like
the brightest caprese pizza you've ever had, because our Greek seasoning has Meyer lemon in it, so it gives it.
That's another great thing you guys got.
It just brightens the whole pizza up.
Yeah, my cousin used to live in Sicily, and there's lemon trees all over the place. But I always say that the Italians use the vinegar, and the Greeks always use the lemon.
Yeah.
But I always preferred the lemon. I like lemon a lot of things, especially Meyer lemon, which is like just next level.
I mean, in Greece we always say when we refer to Italians, we say una faccia, una razza, which is same face, same race, because there's just so many similarities.
Right.
From the family life to the food life.
It really is.
To the passion.
There really is. There's a famous Greek chef, and we always used to joke around all the time, which is the better quality olive oil, from Greece or from Italy. And I have to say, a lot of times the Greek olive oil was, I found, more to my taste. You know what I mean? It was more, I guess maybe because I'm a chef and it was more authentic for me. It wasn't like, you know, a commercial olive oil. But all right, so we're gonna take some of your incredible stuff. And like you said, over the top. I mean, not only does it add to it, this is just like next level here.
Amazing.
I don't think you can have a dish without that. And I love it how it just sits on there. So, couple of things just to recap what we did, because I think that all the flavors here really complement well, especially this mango vinegar, which I thought really took this dish to the next level. And it was perfect to use a vinegar with like a pork dish. I wouldn't necessarily use it with red meat, but I think with pork is good, with chicken.
Exactly. Seafood.
Seafood is good. It would marry really well. And this dish is really going to cut through, because, you know, pork has got like that unique kind of flavor to it. And you want something always sweet and savory with it. This was just, you know, next level. We got this incredible ragu sauce, the sausage that goes over the bottom. And, you know, it's just going to be a great combination of flavors. But Dino, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
One more time, how do we get a hold of this crazy, incredible product?
Yes, you go on to our website, laconico.com. On social media, follow us so you can see different recipes.
Now, do you ship direct?
And we ship direct.
Oh, well, that's a good thing to know.
And it leaves our warehouse within 24 hours of your order. So within a day, if you're near, within a couple of days, you receive it.
All right, the olive oil master here, coming on, telling you the myths and confusions of extra virgin olive oil. We set you straight here. Remember, there never was any rules in cooking, and there certainly isn't now.